What's going on, guys? I'm here with Melissa Loftus, Advanced Consultant for Jamberry. Melissa, why don't you tell them what Jamberry is?
They are high-quality, heat and pressure-sealed vinyl nail wraps.
And what makes this better than going to the nail salon?
Well, aside from being more cost-effective, they can last for up to 2 weeks on your hands and 4 on your feet without chipping. They are made in the USA, non-toxic, vegan, safe for kids. My 2-year-old loves them. She thanks me for them.
And how many different designs can someone get?
There's over 300 designs on the website, and there's also a nail art studio that you can create your own design if you wanted to do a fundraiser or just make your own. Each sheet has 2 manicures and 2 pedicures.
So where can people buy Jamberry?
If they go to my website, melissaloftus.jamberrynails.net, they can look at all the designs and find everything they need there. They can email me for a sample if they've never tried it before.
And don't worry about memorizing the web address. I'll put it in the description section down there. Make sure you click that, go to the website, buy some for your girlfriend, buy some for your mama, or any woman in your life.
Everybody wants pretty nails. Even Myke.
Even me. What's going on, people? Mike C-Town here with another episode of What Do You Want to Know, where you ask your questions. If I like your questions, I answer your questions on camera. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done one of these. It's been a while since I could hold my head up high. Let's jump right into the questions. I've got a couple good ones here, so yeah, let's go. First question. WDYWK, hey Mike, you've probably heard this before, but I'm a huge fan of your channel and your vast music taste. I also love your vinyl collection, it's damn impressive. I was wondering if there were any bands and or songs you regret liking in the past now. This can be music from any genre. Peace. So do you mean like guilty pleasures? Because there's nothing that I liked back in the day or now that I'm actually embarrassed about liking. I listen to a lot of shit, and I listen to what I want to listen to, and I don't really care that much if other people think it's lame. But there are a couple bands that I did like back in the day that I actually look back now and I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking? Mainly because I don't know, it's shit that other people would never think that I would actually like. I used to like this band called the Funk Junkies. I'm sure you don't remember them, but they were from like the early to mid 90s. They were a shitty rap rock band. And I think they only had like one really popular song. Loud! I want to hear it loud! Turn it up! Turn it up! I don't know why I liked this fucking shitty band, man. But this was even when I was like listening to punk rock and shit. So I don't know why any of my friends didn't bother to pull me aside and be like, dude, this shit is fucking terrible. Speaking of bad rap rock, I actually used to like Kid Rock. And I don't mean like Kid Rock once he was like really popular with the ball with dang a dang diggy diggy dig. I didn't like that Kid Rock. I liked Kid Rock when he had that album Polyfuse Method. Back when he had the big high top fade. Looking back at it now, it's so fucking awful. Like, I don't understand what I was thinking. Like, do you guys remember this fucking shitty album? He had this song on there called Balls in Your Mouth. Balls in your mouth, balls in your mouth. Do you want my balls in your mouth? And I used to think that song was so fucking cool. Clearly, this is long before I was into any of my feminist-ish ideas. But yeah, Balls in Your Mouth was definitely the jam back in my younger days, man. I used to fucking turn that shit up so loud. Next, the cutie started rubbing my back. Then she stuck her finger right between my booty crack. So I grabbed her wrist quick and said, hold up, slut. Ain't nobody putting nothing in my butt. Yeah, I was definitely a turd as a younger kid who liked turdish music. I liked Korn for all of 5 minutes, man. I actually saw them open for House of Pain and Biohazard. It was one of my first concerts, and this was back in like '95. And I thought they were pretty cool, man. They were heavy. The singer had these big fucking long, I think they were green dreads at the time. I actually still bought their record when it came out, and I liked it for a very short period of time, and then I don't know, like realized one day again, why the fuck am I listening to this? This is fucking awful. Speaking of shitty nu metal, as hinted at the beginning of this video, I actually used to listen to Stained. I liked Stained a lot for a while, man. Like, I don't remember what the name of that album was. Breaking the Cycle. Yeah, that was the name of the album. I'm afraid to be alone. I thought they were all like dark and deep and depressing. The singer had the cool eyebrow piercing and the sick tribal tattoo, dude. Yeah, I thought they were fucking awesome. I'm on the outside and looking in. I can see through you, see your true colors, 'cause inside you're ugly like me. That's some deep shit, right? Deep as fuck. No, it's not. It's not at all. They're so fucking shitty, man. Like, is that band still? I need to look it up and see if that band's still around. Because I can't imagine what kind of fucking oral ass turds this band is putting out today. Now, this next one I've actually mentioned before. I don't know if anybody noticed it or even remembers, but I was a huge Spice Girls fan, and I actually still kind of am. This was back even when I was going through my metal phase, where I listened to nothing but metal every day, and I was wearing all black and had long hair with a shave around. I was still listening to the fucking Spice Girls. Get this, I actually saw the Spice Girls live. And like, I don't know, maybe 99, I want to say, something like that. Right after Ginger Spice had left. And I actually went to the concert alone. Right, alone. Yeah, a grown-ass black man at a fucking Spice Girls show by himself. There is nothing in life creepier than that. I remember sitting back and there was this little girl that was... This is so bad. She was like, you know, I don't know how old kids are. She was like that big. What is that, like fucking 3 or 8, somewhere around there. And she's singing the words and she's busting these moves. And I'm watching this shit and I'm like, oh my god, I am a pedophile. I wasn't watching it like, oh yeah, little girl. I was watching it like, oh fuck, there's no way to clean that up. Anyway, moving on. I was clearly one of the biggest creepers at this show. I may as well have driven there in a van with fucking tinted windows and a bucket of candy in the back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I should have even just worn a fucking trench coat to the concert. Does it get more guilty pleasure-ish than being an adult black man listening to 4 weird white girls and a mixed girl singing about having sex with their friend? I don't know. Yeah, next fucking question. I for Sore Eyes said, I saw your recent interaction with Feminists on Twitter. You made some comment about one of them posting selfies and it seemed to get very dramatic very quickly. I myself am a feminist. I have to say I wasn't particularly offended by what you said, but I just think you should probably refrain from criticizing feminists unless you want this kind of backlash to happen again. But I actually wanted to get your perspective on what happened and what you took from it. Big fan, dude. Thanks, I for Sore Eye. I'm a big fan of yours too. But let me effectively explain what happened. Okay, so there was this girl I was following on Twitter. I won't bother to say her name, not because I have beef with her, because I honestly don't. I just don't want there to be any more drama from this situation. But anyway, I started following her because I saw a panel she did at the South by Southwest, the one that I went to and did the panel with Fantano. She was doing a discussion about metal, and I really enjoyed her perspective. Then I found her Twitter after that and discovered that she was a feminist, and I was like, wow, that's hella cool. You know, a feminist metal writer. Not something you see every day. So I started following her, and through her I found a bunch of other feminist writers and bloggers that I wasn't previously familiar with. We weren't friends or anything. It was just somebody that I thought was cool on Twitter. The particular incident you're talking about came about when I got on Twitter one day and I saw that she had posted a picture with the caption that was something to the effect of, you know, oh, you say feminists are ugly? Well, this is my response. It was something like that. And it was a picture of her and maybe 1 or 2 of her attractive friends. Now at first, I thought she was just sharing a response to something that happened to her personally. Like, I thought maybe she was at a bar and some dude they were just talking to for some bizarre reason said, you know, oh, feminists are ugly. I didn't realize that this was an actual trending topic on Twitter until I clicked it. And then I was like, wow, I saw a plethora of ridiculous pictures posted and I was a bit bothered by it. So here's my completely worthless take on this. I thought it was a bit silly to combat the idea of feminists being ugly with a gang of selfies or posted images of women who totally fall into the bucket of socially acceptable beauties. You know, because from what I saw, there wasn't a lot of variation in these posts. Just mostly thin, mostly white, attractive women. Even the celebrity pics of women that they posted, like, you know, Emma Watson or, you know, Ellen Page. Just these attractive women. I even saw someone posting Beyonce, which, I mean, that's a whole other story that I'm not even going to get into. So I said, the worst thing about this stupid feminist or ugly hashtag is all the women responding with attractive pics. Don't play into this, ladies. Now again, when I first saw this, my thinking is this was something that some asshole dude started. So I wasn't trying to be disrespectful, I really wasn't. My point was just that it seemed to be a bit isolating to certain women. You know, what about the women who don't fit into this mold? What about the women who might be seen as unattractive by society standards? And why weren't pictures of women like Coco Chanel being posted, or Betty Friedan, or how about Bell Hooks? You know, I didn't see anyone posting images of these amazing women and or saying things like feminism has nothing to do with being concerned with how men, you know, perceive our physical beauty. So I just thought it was a bit silly to choose to isolate women who actually may be a part of your cause, and part of me felt bad for some of these women, especially the young women who may see these posts and get even more self-conscious and think like, damn, even women who are supposed to be fighting for my right to be seen as an individual are fulfilling societal stereotypes. If somebody started a black men are ugly hashtag, it's not like the people who would respond to fight with this hashtag would respond with pictures of people like me, right? It's gonna be people like Taye Diggs or Tyson Beckford or Boris Kojo or Lenny Kravitz or Idris Elba or whoever else women find attractive. Samuel L. Jackson. So to all the people who are skinny and awkward like me, this response to this hashtag would only serve to make us feel worse, because we'll look at it and say, damn, whoever started the hashtag already thinks I'm ugly, and my so-called defenders must think I'm ugly too, because I'm not being represented in this discussion at all. My intention in my posts was never to be insulting, demeaning, or threatening. I swear to God. It was just to present another idea. Well, the metal feminist I was talking about got pissed off, said a few things to me without really allowing me to respond to her, and then she blocked me. I swear to God, I was never rude or disrespectful to her. It just seemed like she didn't like being challenged. You know, maybe it was because she saw what I was doing as a man daring to open his mouth and choose to criticize a woman about how she chooses to express her feminism. Or maybe she was upset because deep down she knew I had a point. I don't know, because she wouldn't even have the conversation with me. You know, the ridiculous thing is, after that, a bunch of other feminists started like jumping on me and blocking me. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, they were all trying to make me out to be some type of misogynist. One cornball even sent me something to the effect of, you know, let the hashtag block party ensue. Myke C-Town, you just don't get it. Ignoring the lame as fuck pun, you're right, I don't get it. So how about you be an adult and actually help me get it? Instead of being a juvenile child and taking your ball and going home, you know, how about we have an open dialogue? You know, I'm a guy, so, you know, you being a female, obviously you're gonna know way more about the female experience than I am. So how about you give me your perspective, explain your side to me, and let's grow from this. Listen, as a rule of thumb, I don't tell anyone, especially other minority groups, how to process their emotions, whether that's pain, anger, or anything else. You know, and being a guy, come on, man, I know better than to criticize a feminist method. But in my eyes, I don't feel like that's what I was doing here. I felt like I was simply expressing an opinion that I felt needed to be heard. Now, the unfortunate thing is, since I have a penis in between my legs, my opinion is immediately seen as invalid and or offensive. At the end of the day, do I think I probably should have kept my opinion to myself? Probably so. I'm not one to bite my tongue, as you guys know, but in this instance, I probably should have. Not because I think my statement was wrong, because I don't. It's just that the messenger was wrong. It's like when you have a white person telling a group of black people that their way of portraying their idea or their feelings on minority oppression is wrong. Even if that white person has a point, their message is not going to be happily received, if received at all, simply because of who that messenger is. A lot of times when you're outside of that minority group, it's your job to simply listen. You can have a dialogue as long as that dialogue does not involve you being critical of the movement that is made to make you change your mind. Now, do I necessarily agree with that? Not completely. Looking at the whole thing logically, yeah, I go by the whole Brother Ali quote where he says, the truth don't belong to nobody, if you see it, you speak it. But looking at it from an emotional standpoint, I can totally understand how that would come off. Now, even though I think a group of feminists attack me for what I think are unfounded reasons, does this change my perspective on feminists? Absolutely not. I'm not going to criticize the movement based on the actions of a few people. So I am still considering myself feminist-ish. I still consider myself an ally, and I will always consider myself an ally, regardless of how many individual people that I run into that I just happen to disagree with. And even though I don't think I should have probably said what I said, I definitely won't apologize for it, because I think that message was fine. Again, it was just the mouth that it came from was not the mouth that people would particularly care to hear from. So at the end of the day, sorry, not sorry. So that's it for this edition of What Do You Want to Know? Make sure you send me more questions. You can submit them through my discussion board on YouTube. You can submit them through my Tumblr. And you can submit them through Twitter by hashtagging WDYWK. I finally got that shit down pat, boy. So you know how we do in these motherfucking streets. Thank you for living, thank you for loving, thank you for being you. And I will see you guys next time. Alright?